Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? Man, we had a funky day in the market today. I just couldn't get the rhythm, couldn't get the pulse of the market. Tried to dance with it. It stepped on my feet. I stepped on its feet. We just could not get in rhythm. So when you have days like this, you can do one of two things. You can shut it down, accept the day for what it is, or you can try to grind it out and try to make stuff happen. So I chose to just shut it down, and I looked at the market. I kept taking a look at it. It just never came around. I did miss a really good Roku trade, Roku setup, but I didn't chase it, and I was proud of myself for not chasing it. I would have been profitable had I chased it, but I stuck to my rules and I didn't chase it. And it did hit the target I said it would hit early this morning, but like I said, I just accepted the day and just moved on. So tomorrow, I'll be in for like a half a day tomorrow, and I'm traveling to Clearwater Beach, Florida, meeting up with the Bear Bull trading team and Andrew. They invited me to come out and hang out with them, so I'm gonna go and hang out there. If any of you guys are near Clearwater Beach, Clearwater, Florida, look me up, and I'll get you a drink or two or three, and we can sit and tell lies about how big our biggest trade was. You know how fishermen, they get together and they talk about how big the fish was that they caught, the biggest fish. We tend to do that about our biggest trades when we get together and have a few cocktails. So if you're there, look me up. If not, I will do the show on Sunday morning. I will do the market analysis session and all that. From Florida, I'm sure I'll have internet connection. But that's the deal going forward. So what you see here, this is a picture of a cave that I took. I took this picture in Turks and Caicos, and the way this thing was, you're walking up and you're on a cliff and you're overlooking the water, but then there are these caves you can walk down into to get to the beach, and they're dark and they're kind of scary at first because you have to go down into the dark before you come out into the light. And it kind of made me think about trading. That was the first analogy that came to my mind. It's like in trading, when you first start, you have this fear, and you get down in there and it gets dark, and sometimes it gets scary. But and if you turn around and go back to where you feel safety is, you may not ever get to the treasure you're seeking. And this was the same way. I never would have seen this beautiful beach. This was like a really private cove, because on both sides there were big boulders and caves where you could not get past this little area here. So it was a nice, beautiful, private beach, quiet. And if I didn't go down into that cave, if I didn't take that risk, I never would have seen this. So our trading can be the same. And the cave that we fear to go into is the fear of losing money. We're scared that if we take this trade or take that trade, we may lose money. But if we have a strategy, if we have a process that we follow, yeah, we're going to have losing days. It's all part of the deal. But over a period of time, and you see this, I prove this every day. Over a period of time, at the end of the week, we end up green. I may have 2 red days, but at the end of the week, we're green. I may have 5 or 6 red days, 7 red days during the month, but at the end of the month, we end up green. I'm consistent. And some people I know in September and October were frustrated because I just kept trading the same way and I didn't change what I was doing. and we weren't really getting good trades. We weren't getting good follow through. We had a lot of red trades. But I knew, and what I kept telling you, if you stay consistent, the market comes back. But if you change up everything and you start trying to do something different, what's going to happen is you're going to lose your way. So when the market does come back and is good, you're not going to be able to profit. So you got to stay true. I know it's going to get dark sometimes. I know you may start to fear every time you take a trade you're going to lose. But if you have a process and you know it works, just because it stops doesn't mean it's wrong. The market goes through cycles. It goes through phases. And once you come out on the other side, you go through the darkness and you come out on the other side, you will find the treasure that you seek. All right, so the first trade for us today, opening range breakout on BYND. Now, this is a fairly recent IPO, but it's not really new. It's been around for a bit. This has been a really volatile trader. It's kind of slowed down, and it usually makes some good moves. So, yeah, this was my first watch here. This is the one I thought would really give us good moves. WMT was on my watch, but it's a higher float stock, and that typically doesn't move much. But I really felt this one was good. We got in on the break, had a nice move up. I was looking for 80 through 83.50 for my first target, which would have given me almost a point. And it ran up, and then it came screaming back down. And we kind of pulled back. We held VWAP here, held VWAP here. Never really showed signs of giving up. But right here, we just couldn't push anymore. And I probably should have taken it off a little bit sooner. But I let it work and it hit my stop. But I thought maybe we would come back. But there I was hoping. I kind of let it run about 20, 30 cents longer because I still had my max loss stop in and I was still well within that range. But it just didn't come back. So this was a trade. It just didn't work. That's what it boiled down to. This is one of those that it set up, gave us a clean setup, a really nice look. I didn't have another level till around 85 something, but it just didn't work. So we pack up and we move on. So SINA, this was another one that was on my watch. And here's a 5-minute opening range low here. And here we broke it here. You had, this was actually, I just marked the low of this sell-off here. That's all I did. But this was a really nice move down. We bounced. I'm looking for the rejection. Okay, I'm looking for the trend continuation. I missed the initial move, so now I'm moving to the trend continuation. Just like if I had been in this stock from the beginning on the break, taking a 5-minute opening range breakdown, and now we're looking for the trend continuation. So same deal. Got in, and this thing started having issues. Look at the price action. It was running into some trouble right here at the $0.25 mark, 34.25. It was not letting it get down to retest this 34 level. And you remember in class we're talking about reading the candlesticks. This is a clear indication that downward momentum is slowing. We had some indecision candles, and then some buying came in. Once we broke the high of this candle, I was taking everything off. But for some reason, I don't know why it only took 300 shares off versus the 500 I had. But since I could have just gone ahead and taken it all off, But I was like, well, maybe it's meant for me to stay on, because technically we're still in play. Even though we had this bounce and we had this shift, we're still under the 9 here. So technically, the trade is still in play. And so I just let the last 200 shares work and ended up stopping me out at break even. I got about 2 or 3 cent slippage on that, but so we didn't get to follow through on this. It would have been a nicer trade. I probably would have had only been down maybe $80 or so if all of it would have gotten taken off here. But just had that mix up, and so that was that. Now I was looking at during this time. I was looking at Roku. Okay, and you can see Roku made a nice breakout move. It got bought up, and it was putting in a flag. It pulled back to the opening range high. Could have easily bought it off of this. I completely missed it, and I just didn't feel like the market was there. I was kind of skeptical about taking trades, especially a long trade with the market being there. And by the time I talked myself into taking this trade, it was too late. And like I said, I wasn't chasing. I could have bought it, off of this level. And my target was 150. When we were talking about this trade all the way back here, I was saying this thing can get to 150 today. But I let my other experiences and everything just kind of creep into my head, cause me that fear of having another losing trade crept in, and before I could realize it and deal with it, it was too late. I just missed the trade completely. So that was my day. That was it. This was the one I missed. WMT was the other stock on my watch list. Look at this huge move it made. Really nice move. And like I said, I just wasn't in sync. I wasn't in rhythm with the market. I wasn't in sync. And on those days, you can really put yourself in a hole. So what did I end up? Right at $200. But if you look at the week we had, and I'll probably recap that sometime this weekend. This week, when you look at the week, it was really good. So I'll be trading the open tomorrow, right up until my normal lunchtime. I'll be hitting the road at lunch. So, I think we're going to potentially have a pretty decent day tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that, but only tomorrow will tell. So that's going to do it for me today. That was my day. So you guys have a great night, great rest of the evening, and I will see you guys. Oh, another thing I just remembered. Members, the class, the trader tax class, you guys get it for free. You don't have to pay for it. It's just like I said before. Whatever class I have now, whatever I come up with in the future, if you're a member, an active member, you get it. You get access to it. So don't worry about that. You guys, the only people that would have to purchase it are the people who aren't members. And at this rate, it'll probably be down this weekend. So I won't have to worry about it anymore. But just wanted to remind you guys so you don't pay for it. You don't have to. All right. So we'll see you in the morning.